Hi, and welcome to 3 Things in 3 Minutes. I'm Nersi. Today, we are looking at Galactic Cruise by Kinson Key Games. It plays 1 to 4 players and plays in 90 to 150 minutes, or possibly longer. What it's about: Galactic Cruise is a heavy Euro worker placement game of building and launching spaceship cruises. So in most turns, players will take a worker and place it in the network. They can take 2 actions from the space that they went on, or any adjacent spaces connected by a technology. Now, these actions include getting new ships, reserving ship segment blueprints and building them, claiming a cruise, recruiting guests, gaining resources used for all of these, gaining new technologies or workers, or obtaining agenda cards with one-off benefits. Alternatively, the worker can launch a cruise, claiming bonuses and piloting the ship, making the worker unavailable until the cruise returns. At the beginning of each turn, the cruise advances, getting bonuses for guests with matching ship activities and points for various destinations along the way. Players place progress cubes each time they launch or meet one of 3 escalating game objectives, and after a set number of cubes get placed, the year is over with the player scoring for the cubes and objectives. And after 3 years, the player with the most points wins. So, what I like: this is a heavy Euro game, but a great player guide explains how to get points and resources, and the board reminds you of almost all of the rules, with most of the rules having a thematic logic to help you remember them. And everything in the game is interconnected, so just about every action you do has a function in your main goal, which is getting ships into space for points, and once you get your engine going, it has a really enjoyable momentum. And since your worker placement actually gives you access to several spaces, with bumping workers giving the other player a small income bonus, there's really a lot of flexibility in having access to the actions you want, especially since so much of the board can be variably set up every game. Now, points to consider: the accessibility of the actions and flow in general really comes out in the back half of the game, so until you have the connections and reliable resources, the game can feel limiting early on, with the turns where you can't really accomplish much. But on the flip side, building technologies and obtaining workers are limited actions, so you'll rely on those spaces far less often, meaning that they often get in the way of other actions. And the agenda cards and blueprints are not always useful to how you're playing the game, and so while you can pay to refresh them, losing resources to do that can feel frustrating. And this is a really heavy Euro game, which means it'll take a while to get used to the flow, logic, and the classic Ian O'Toole dense iconography. And while there's a lot of theme to the components in general, the blueprints, named rooms, and art are really just window dressing. You care about the icons and points on them, and really nothing else. So, in summary, Galactic Cruise is a heavy Euro game that has some great interconnected components once you've learned the dense iconography and the game flow. There can be a lot of flexibility in what actions you take in the late game, but your options can feel rather limited early on. And the game has some great thematic text and art, even if the actual theme of the shipbuilding gets easily ignored in favor of the game icons. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks!